folks. It's Coach Mo here for another powerful, wonderful, motivational Monday. I'm America's kick-ass career coach. And how is that I can be America's kick-ass career coach? Because I teach you the techniques to bring your soul to work. And as I was talking to one of my ladies today on a career clarity call, if you haven't had one of those, it's going to be the most eye-opening boom about your career. And I was saying, look, you don't bring your soul to work and then park it out the door and not bring it into your family. You don't bring your soul to work and not bring your soul driving to work. When you bring your soul to work, you have got it in you. You have got it lit up. Today, I'm talking about back to school. Kids here in South Florida went back to school last week. And so it brings the whole idea of this fresh start to the top of everyone's mind. I don't have kids in school anymore. Our kids are grown. Matter of fact, we have a new grandson, about 10 days old. Yay. He joins his big sister, who's about 2.5. And it's an emerging family, and they're going to have back to school for the next, 20 years of their lives in a few years. Those days were memorable. But it's also a great time of the year for us to reflect on what is back to school for us as adults. Our brain is so conditioned that end of August, early September is a fresh start. But is it for you? Is this time of the year a fresh start, or are you just diving into the same old, same old? Whether you have kids who are in school or not, are you just shuffling your kids into something new, a new classroom, new folders? I used to love going to the we actually didn't have Office Depot when I was in school. We had the supply room at school, and we had to buy our supplies at school. And I used to love going to the fresh pencils and erasers and fresh paper and notebooks and new folders. I love that stuff. As a matter of fact, I can't get myself out of an Office Depot or Staples store when I go there. It's my favorite place to go because it's like new supplies, just brings this euphoria and happiness. And yeah, I liked school. Not everyone does, but the women I speak to on the clarity calls and we have in the workshop, typically they're pretty well educated. They've got graduate degrees and postdocs and all sorts of big fancy degrees, but oftentimes they're not leveraging that. Because in the classroom, you learn stuff for your brain, you learn content for the brain, but you don't learn strategies to leverage what your content is that you have. If I talk to one more woman with an MBA or a master's in something who's earning $40,000 or $50,000 less than she ought to be making, I'm going to scream. So I'm in a little bit of that type of mood today for Motivational Monday. And hello, Lacey, how are you doing? Back to school should be the time of our year as well that we're evaluating. Are we going into a new classroom? Are we going into a new grade? Are we going into something up leveling? So your kid gets to go from 3rd grade to 4th grade, and she starts 4th grade fresh and new. And meanwhile, are you doing the same thing you were doing when she was in 3rd grade and 2nd grade and 1st grade and kindergarten and preschool? And are you? Or has your career actually gone backwards? She's starting 4th grade and your career went back into 2nd grade. I want you to take a close reflection on where you are career-wise as if it was like a new school year. So are you up leveling? Do you have the new supplies? Are you in a new classroom? Do you have some fresh new teachers? Are you taking subjects that are going to grow and expand you? Do you know where you're going? The cool thing about school is that we more or less know what the path looks like. 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. Sometimes there's 7th grade in middle school, 8th grade in middle school, 9th grade in middle school, and then we go to the senior high school. It's 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And if we make it all the way through that, pretty much most people are wanting to do then college or community college or something. Like, let's keep going on this. Why is that? Because we are trained to need more information. I spoke to 4 women today on clarity calls, and all of them have more education than they're using, all of them. More education by a mile compared to their income. And I don't hopefully come across judging on the clarity calls. I'm trying to get to the truth. So the truth is, if you've got a graduate degree in a field and you've been working greater than 15, let's call it, I'm going to say 15 years. If you're not advancing your career 20 to 30% every couple of years, your career is sick. It's diseased. You got a problem. You've got a problem. I mean, that's the way it is. If that's not an upward trajectory for you, especially with a master's degree, you need to be doing something different, because stalling out on your career, not advancing, not making more money, not putting more into the family, the future, your retirement, and totally holding still for years at a time just doesn't make any sense. It's not the way you ought to be living your career. Would it make sense for your kid to pass third grade and show up in the next year to third grade again? And then third grade again? Just because she doesn't like the fourth grade teacher? Or just because she's afraid fourth grade geography is too hard? Or maybe she doesn't like math and she heard how horrible fourth grade math is. You're right, honey. We'll just put you right back into third grade because that's how my career is going. So let's treat your schooling the same way. Like, you would never do that. But you're doing it for your career. You're basically putting yourself in the same grade level year after year after year. I mean, something's got to give. And what usually gives after a few years of that is your self-esteem and your confidence. Just like if your darling little kid, if you said, you know what, fourth grade isn't going to happen for you this year. We're going to just stick you right back into third grade. You know all the textbooks. You knew the test. You did pretty good. So let's just stay there because it works for you. Yeah, third grade really works for you. So we're just going to keep doing that. That's a lot of women's careers. And I am sort of pissed about it, to be honest with you. Why am I pissed about it? I'm pissed about it because women are taught not to go after things. Women are socialized and conditioned and programmed not to go after. Don't be too greedy. You know, if you're not a polite girl, people aren't going to like you. You know, if you're too smart, the boys won't like you. You know, you really shouldn't be that bossy. From a young age, we're taught and socialized to be fearful of our power, to be fearful of what we want. And this inspirational message is a little bit of a rant for me, because last week I did 5 days in a row of Get the Job. And I had such outpouring of people who said that that was impactful for them. It was helpful. It inspired them. But I'm going to tell you what, inspiration is not what I'm going for. I'm going for transformation. I like to inspire you. I like to motivate you. I like to have these motivational Mondays. I like to share what I know. I like to share my knowledge. I like to be that kick-ass person in your life who says, listen, darling, if your career's not moving forward, you've got a big freaking problem. And you've got to face it and you've got to transform it, because your soul is in a world of hurt. And here's what happens. When your soul is in a world of hurt, kick in rationalizations. But Mo, I can go to the dentist whenever I want to. People here allow me to do that. But Mo, I can work from home 3 days a week. But Mo, it's, convenient. But Mo, I've been here 19 years. But Mo, and we run out of excuses. Look, I don't want to get you fearful about the clarity calls, but I got to tell you something. When we rock you on the career clarity calls, we're going to show you the mirror of your truth, because no one else is. Probably no one. And if you're married or have a significant other that you live with, they're probably sick and tired of you playing small. There's a woman who joined our workshop 2 weeks ago or so. And when she told her husband that she made this investment in my workshop, and it's an investment, I'm not afraid of that. It's worth every freaking penny and then some. He said, "Can I hug you?" And she said, "Sure." So he hugged her and said, "I am so proud of you. You've been wanting to do something more for years, and you finally stepped into something that's going to help you get there. I'm so proud of you." Now, I'm telling you that story, and it's freaking bringing tears to my eyes, because the depth of love and appreciation that that man has for his wife, and the depth of love and appreciation that she now has for herself, is perhaps the most she's ever had in her life. That's what keeps women down. We don't have the self-respect and the self-esteem for our careers. We put it all in the family. I said to one of my ladies today, "Aren't you the freaking CEO raising your kids? Why shouldn't you be making $50,000 more? You've got an MBA, you've got a master's degree in something. Why are you not putting that to work? Why not be as kick-ass with that as you are with your kids? Do you let them tell you what they're going to do and what they're going to eat for dinner? Do you like roll over and let that happen? Chances are no. And if your kid wanted to say to you, "Hey, Mom, I don't really want to go to 4th grade this year. I'd rather just stay in 3rd because I kind of knew all those people and those teachers and I got that down." Would you say to your kid, "Freaking no, you're going to go to 4th grade this year, kid, so you can get into 5th and 6th and have a life and have success in your life"? That's what you would say to your kid. But yet your career, you keep showing up in the same classroom over and over. Please stop it. Do something for yourself that takes you to the next level. Show up in something that's going to scare you. Expand yourself. Be in the next grade. Come on. You deserve the next grade. Paula, thank you very much. Totally worth the investment. And Paula, you're like going to rock level 2 here on your job. I am so ready for you to pop into the next thing for yourself and really, really own your next level of truth. I got to tell you guys this. When I see kids rushing back to school, when I see all the pictures on Facebook, oh, it's Johnny's day in 6th grade. Oh, it's this person's senior year in high school. I can't believe all the years that have gone by. Can't believe how the years have flown by. A woman with 19 years in the same company. Her income's not cutting it. She should be 50K more. I'm going to tell you what, I won't tell you what my workshop investment is, but it's less than $50,000. Okay. So she's going to make more than a return on her investment. Another woman, 8 years, her entire career income is flat. Well, it's good enough, Mo. I'm like, well, why are you on this call? You're on a career clarity call because it's not good enough. And you're feeling some strife inside and you want to settle it out and see what's going on. Play to the next grade level for yourself. You don't want to keep repeating 3rd grade. You've got to make the move into the uncomfortable classroom with the new teacher and the new books. And you've got to move yourself to your next grade level. It's important for your soul. Like, your brain is going to do everything it can to convince you not to do it. That's what it's built for. Your brain is built to keep you out of danger. But your brain misinterprets this danger because you're a little uncomfortable. Your brain kicks in with a defense mechanism. It doesn't know the difference between uncomfortable, I'm scared and don't know what to do, to uncomfortable, I'm going to die right now. Because your body sends the same exact signal to your brain with I'm uncomfortable to I'm going to die. It's literally the same signal, the same wiring into your brain, the same chemicals come out of your brain and circulate in your bloodstream, and you're freaking convinced that you need to not do it because it's uncomfortable. Get a hold of it, people. Your brain is not your helper. Your soul is trying to talk to you. Listen to your soul. It's what's bringing you forward. It's the only thing that you have a chance to be the better version of you. Your soul is begging you to pay attention. That's the only reason why you're on this Facebook Live. It's the only reason why you would book a clarity call. It's the only reason why you're paying attention to me, because your soul is saying there's something more. And you don't know how to do it because no one ever taught you. No one ever mentored you that intimately and deeply to pull yourself forward. No one ever helped you see how awesome you are at everything that you are. And no one ever helped craft your career strategy and get clarity on it. No one's done that for you. That's why you're stuck. You're not stuck with nothing. There's resources, there's people to help. And if it's not me, find someone else. But if your career is just like repeating the same grade every single year, you've got a freaking problem. And if it was school, we would call you a failure, wouldn't we? Or are you a dropout? Either way, your soul's not happy. Your career is not performing for you. You're not making the money. You're not giving the contribution of your gifts and talents to the world. It's not working. Please reflect today and this week on what you can do to get yourself into the next grade level of your career that you know you need to get into. Reflect on where you're at and what's it going to take for you to get yourself to the next grade level. We have the solution in my workshop. We do it all the time. I've got women who are so fearful of the next level up that it's just crushing them, and we help them work through that. I've got women who have lost their jobs, who have been bumping around for a couple of years with no answer in sight. And you know what? Their financial resources are really slim pickings. And the longer they wait, the slimmer it's going to be. Because if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, you're going to have the same result that you've always gotten. I know, cliche, but it's so true. It's so very perfectly true. You need a different strategy. You need a different rule book. You need a different textbook for the next level of grade. You can't be doing third grade math in the fourth grade. They're going to teach you something different. So in order to advance, you need to advance yourself. In the game of career, you need to take it upon yourself to get yourself into the next classroom. It's important. So take this back to school time to really evaluate, are you advancing to the next classroom, the next grade level in your career? And if you're not, you've got a significant problem. So book your clarity call with us and we can sort it out with you. As a matter of fact, here's the luck of the draw. I'm taking as many calls as I can this week because I want to connect with people and I want to really, really rock your world. mofaul.com/clarity call booking will get you a clarity call on our schedule this week. Don't wait any longer. If you're like this woman who should be making $50,000 more, that's $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week she is spending in career purgatory. $1,000 a week. Add that up. So this year it's 50, next year it's 100,000. The year after that it's 150,000. I mean, that's like a couple of cars and like a major house down payment. That's like a massive input into the 401k plan. We're not talking about small little incremental changes. We're talking about fixing careers that are so darn broken that it's beyond recognition. And what happens to the human person, we love ourselves. We adapt to the bull crap. Again, we're adaptive organisms. Our rational defense mechanisms convince us of why we're stuck and why this is okay. And I sent an email out a couple of, maybe it was last week, that your employer should be thanking you for being underpaid. And here's the thing, you're writing a check every single year that you're underemployed, or unemployed, same thing. You're writing a check probably to fear and self-doubt. So fear and self-doubt is winning. You're losing. Your soul is shriveling up. Your family doesn't have everything that they could if your paycheck was better. You're not the woman you want to be. Like, this is not good. This is like bad, 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 and horrible. When do we stop and say, I need to freaking do something different? I mean, when? Paula, thank you. Hey, Veronica, I don't think we've seen you on a clarity call. I'm going to call you out on that, sister. Like, let's get rolling. And if we did, maybe you need another one. We want to change lives. We want to get women's careers on track. We want to change families and generations forever. So many of the women who have been in our workshop have felt that they have absolutely changed a trajectory of their entire generations of their family by up-leveling their lives and transforming who they are. And you know what? Sometimes that means that we're different than the tribe that raised us. Sometimes that's the break. Sometimes that's what's keeping people back. Joanne, writing checks is expensive. I know, when you write checks to fear and self-doubt, those are big freaking checks. And Joanne, I won't necessarily say how much were your checks. I know you had a couple of years hanging out in that level of self-doubt and anxiety and putting yourself back on track, and rock on, sister. You totally nailed it, and you got yourself back, and you stood in your power through a lot of uncomfortableness, didn't you? Hey, Mary O, it's nice to see you here too. It's changed all aspects of my life. I know. What can I do? I don't want to just help you with your career and think that that's the magic bullet, because frankly, what happens is that there's like a soul hanging out here somewhere, soul, and your career. And if your soul is like down, your career follows. And when we lift your soul up, your career follows. You are fueled by your soul. People don't talk about it like that, but it's true. It's what goes on energetically in who we are. Your soul fuels everything. Every aspect of you is fueled by your soul. And if you're driving on an empty tank in your soul, your life is not good. Your career is not good. You're going to find people in your life and in your career who are critics, who are bullies, who are putting a mirror to you as to how you feel about yourself. And that's a harsh reality, but one that the women in my workshop understand, and they get, and they take responsibility for that. So when you clear up your energy, when you clear up your soul, you get the beautiful big benefit of other people treating you better too. It's unbelievable. I know, Mary. Oh, it's definitely coming. And you know, here's the biggest guarantee, Mary. You are expanding light years from where you were a couple of months ago, like light years. Light years. You've expanded so much and so fast that it's possible that you're just outpacing the possibilities right now. It'll catch up with you, and you'll catch up with it. It's what we see all the time. Fear not. The recipe that you're following is the best cake you could ever possibly make, as a metaphor. Joanne, too big to mention, too much discomfort, ton of pain, still rework the modules all the time. Absolutely. And you get to do that because you're freaking kick-ass, and you owned your personal strength and your commitment to yourself a couple of years ago, wasn't it, Joanne? I mean, it's been a little while, but it's awesome. Ladies, back to school. Take it for yourself. Look at where your grade level is. Have you up-leveled year to year? And you know, there's nothing wrong with your career going up every single year. As a matter of fact, I'm all in on that stuff. I am all in on it. We have women away. We helped one of our beautiful, wonderful people get like a 35% increase. Another woman who lost her job, shame and guilt around it, back to work for about a month now, and just back in the game. Back in the game. She's making more than she was, but you know what? She wants more too. Now that she knows who she is and what she offers, she wants more. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with advancing your career less than 1 year in, and nothing wrong with it at all. So you keep growing, you keep moving. Get yourself a skip a grade, okay? Because that's like rocking it. When you're an adult, skipping a grade is totally cool. I know that there's some mixed feelings about it in the school world. But here's the thing. You need to be advancing the classroom and the grade level that you're in. Check it out. If that's your career, check. You're probably not here if that's the case. If you're here, you probably have not advanced your career to the next classroom. So time to do that, folks. Check yourself out. Reflect on, are you up leveling and moving in the right direction? I know we can help a lot of women who are probably listening to this message, and it's mofaul.com/claritycallbooking. I want to help as many women as I can up level their game. I'm going to tell you something. There's a woman in my workshop right now. Her company got bought out, and she's being treated less than her male colleagues right now. And I've been helping her navigate some of the politics and situation around that. And she's been totally owning it in greater kick-ass style and absolutely playing at a higher level than she had for over 15 years of being in that company. The thing is, she wasn't playing that game for 15 years. And unfortunately, as a woman in the workforce, we have to learn how to play the game to the positiveness of who we are and what we bring to the table. No one's going to hand out the gifts and the promotions and the recognition. Oh yeah, you might get an award. Okay, it happens, an award. Yay, extra effort award. Woohoo. Yay, turn this team around award. But when the promotions come around, are you getting that? Are you getting recognized and pulled forward? Are you getting advanced in your grade level? Check it out. If it's not the case, we can probably help you, but let's sort it out on a career clarity call. And yep, just 2 years, Joanne. Yeah, it's been a great 2-year journey so far, Joanne. So here's the booking. I want to help take care of you and get your career where you want to go. It's mofaul.com/claritycallbooking. Make it a great week. Are you back to school and going into a new classroom? Or are you repeating the same grade level and not happy about it and don't know what to do? Let's freaking rock your career and your soul and bring you up the next couple of grades. This is Coach Mo Faul. I'm loving on all of you ladies. Rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. Now is a great time to evaluate where you're at. mofaul.com for all of your career needs and answers. Bring your soul to work because it follows you wherever you go when it's shiny and bright. And it follows you wherever you go when it's dim and dark. You choose. See you next time. Holly, ready for the great new grade, and bravo on the early interview and things like that happening for you. Bravo. All right. Talk to you guys next week or sooner. See you then. This is Coach Mo Faul, Motivational Monday.